the FNL Network talk show.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the FNL Network talk show. I'm your host, Diana Gebbia. I'm so excited. I'm joined by two people I've never gotten to do the show with before. We have Brana Dane. She's brand new to the talk show. So exciting. And we have Rocco here, who's kind of like the man behind the FNL Network. So excited to be working with both you guys today. How are you doing?
I'm great. I just had a lovely Father's Day, went to brunch, talked with family, chilling.
Love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, everything is good. I've been actually just playing catch up on my computer, working and doing laundry. And it's my typical Sunday. On Sundays, I kind of prep for the week and stay home. So it's nice. It's nice. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm good. I actually went to Beverly Hills. They were having like a Formula One car show. So I got to see a bunch of Ferraris and like Lamborghinis and cool stuff like that. So it was a fun day. Yeah. And happy Father's Day. I forgot to mention that at the top of the intro to everyone who celebrates.
To everyone out there.
All right, well, we got a lot of stuff to get into today, so let's just go right to it. So the first thing I want to talk about, ex-Patriots coach Bill Belichick. He's 72 years old and he's dating a 24-year-old model. And listen, age differences, in my opinion, I have nothing against age differences unless, like as long as everyone's above the age of consent. However, with this one, for some reason, it's like kind of striking me as a little odd just because it is so extreme. So I wanted to know what your thoughts are on it. Is almost 50 years too big of an age difference? Do you really think age is just a number? Is there kind of like a weird thing on both their sides here? Brana, why don't I kick it over to you first?
All right. So, I'm going to be the bad guy here. This is an opinion show, so I'm just going to share my opinion.
Love that.
Love is love, age is a number, all that, sure. But at the same time, when you've reached your 70s and you're mentally compatible with someone who's in their early 20s, I feel like something may have not gone 100% correct along the way. I don't know. I've gotten hit on by, men in their 70s before, by fitter men, by the way. So I just feel bad for this young woman. Nothing in life is guaranteed. And I just hope that that's not the last man that she sees.
Well said. I agree with that statement that you made. It's very at very different stages of their lives. When you're in your 70s, you're kind of nearing, I guess, like the winter stages of your life, and you've had your kids maybe and whatever, and she's at the ripe old age where her life is kind of just beginning, out of school and maybe starting to pursue like a career. And, a lot of people are getting married later in life, so she might not be at that stage anyway.
I think also what was interesting in the story, which was probably the grossest part, was that he had carried on an emotional affair for like a year prior to them getting together. So I think that was like the part that really bothered me.
Mm-hmm. And then like he had broken up, he was like going through a messy breakup with his ex-girlfriend too. So yeah, lots of mess in there. Yeah. Rocco, what do you think?
Yeah. Well, first, was his ex-girlfriend like 18 years old by any chance? Okay.
Right?
So this is my opinion. And I look at this as a male, right? So very male perspective. They're both getting what they want. She's a young girl that's looking for money and a sugar daddy, obvious. And he is a wealthy man looking for a young piece of ASS. And hopefully he has a big stack of Viagra. Or he's gay and wants a trophy girl to walk around to hide the fact that he's homosexual. Because maybe in his circle of friends, it's better to have a trophy wife, or, like I said, he's in the closet and he's gay, but then he could probably go with an older one. I'm going to go with the fact that It's purely physical. There's nothing emotional. It's all about money. It's a transaction. She's getting what she wants because she wants the money and that lifestyle. And he's getting what he wants because he's getting a young girl and the sex. That's just what it is. That's what I think. There's no serious relationship there. It's the whole thing again with Anna Nicole Smith marrying that old guy. Then he died. Then she tried to get the money. Maybe she has some young dude on stud, and then he's like a 15-second Viagra guy. I don't know. It sounds kind of disgusting to me.
Yeah. I think you both bring up good points. Like I have this weird talent where I could see the gray area in like most things. And I kind of see the combination of both your thoughts because like in a way, like fine, if it's transactional and everyone's happy, you do you. But like Brana, like you said, I don't know. I hope this isn't the last guy she sees, right? Like, could you imagine in the short term it works out, but like, let's say he puts a ring on it and now she's stuck taking care of this guy for the rest of his life. Like, I feel like that would be pretty unfortunate.
Well, she'll be mid-30s and he'll be dead and she'll have the money. I'm sure she'll still be happy.
Fair.
I mean, that's the reality of the situation, right? I mean, he's almost dead, unfortunately. We don't live that long. I'm just being
modern technology.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe there'll be a head transplant or
right?
a
He could be walking around with like a robot pleasure. Body.
Right.
Gotta be careful.
Yeah, right. Oh my God. Too funny. Well, I know both of you have some experience in the fashion world. Obviously, Brana, you have modeled. Rocco, you know so much about fashion. I've done LA Fashion Week with you. So I love when I pick up stories about trends because it's always cool hearing your standpoints. So the latest thing that Gen Z is making fun of us for are no-show socks. And I remember when no-show socks like came into the scene, I think it was the early 2000s, I was so excited because I hated the cuffing ones at that point. But now they're uncool. And I've noticed it too when I go to the gym all the time. Like a lot of people are wearing their high-rise socks over their leggings at this point. So what are your thoughts about the socks? Why do you think like no-show socks are out now? Do you care what people's socks are wearing? And also, this obviously was like a big thing in the 80s with the big tube socks and whatever. Why do you think some trends come back into style after they were out for so long? So Rocco, let's kick it over to you.
Okay. Well, first of all, trends come and go because ultimately it's a business. So if there were no trends, people wouldn't consume. What's hot now, let me go buy it. If it was the same all the time, no one would buy all the time. So really let's say the backstory, the roots, the intention of creating trends and having these now influencers before it was celebrities. And, there's always someone that we need to follow, actors, actresses, whatever. It's to sell. So ultimately that's the objective by the people who are creating and manifesting these trends, let's say. I've never been one to follow a trend. Personally, I stayed classic. I don't know if it's because I was raised in Italy and that was what I saw, or if I feel that's safe. I don't know. I mean, I went to the MTV Music Awards and I had a stainless steel suit on, like fabric, but it looked stainless steel. And that I wasn't following a trend, but people were like, "Oh, you look like the statue. How cool. Stand next to the statue." And, it was fun. Specifically about these socks, as long as they don't stink and they're clean, I don't care, to be honest. I mean, the nastiest thing is to be next to someone and they're hygienically dirty and you can smell their stinky socks or something. That's just nasty. So as long as they're clean, it doesn't bother me. I don't really care.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I'm like, let me wear my no-show socks in peace. Thank you very much, Gen Z. Brana, what do you think?
Well, I'm a real sock fanatic. I am in socks 24/7 if I'm not in the bathtub. So as long as I'm wearing a sock, I'm happy. The no-show socks tend to fall off my foot, so I'm kind of happy that the ankle socks are back in style. But the slender part of the ankle is a pretty alluring part of the ankle, so that we're losing that with the chunky sock. And yeah, I mean, it is very 80s, I guess. And I think, the people that are too young, like maybe 15-year-olds to remember that time period, they kind of feel nostalgic for like their parents' fashion for some reason. I just see it as something that happens in every generation. They want to kind of emulate the generation or the time period like right before them.
You're so right. Like I remember for a while skinny jeans, straight leg jeans were in, and now it's all about the flares, and like the flares were up and coming back in the 90s, but that was a throwback to the 70s.
Right.
So it all like it's recycling, it's cyclical. I do want to say though, one point the tube socks did kind of save my butt because I got another tattoo in October and I went to see my family for Christmas. So I kind of like hid the tattoo on my ankle. My mom found out recently anyway, but like, sometimes you just don't want to have those conversations and you don't want to hear it. So the tube socks definitely came in clutch during that time. Do you guys see any other like trends coming back and making its way back? I know cargo pants is another big one.
Well, actually, I would love to say really quick.
Mm-hmm.
I remember growing up, my father having bell-bottom pants,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh, I have my clothes; they still fit me from when he was young, and he kept them." And I actually have bell-bottom pants from the '90s that I still have today. So when it came back, I could wear them, and I still have my straight leg jeans, and so on. If you take care of your clothes, they last a long time.
That's awesome.
So it's kind of scary to think like, wow, I've actually held on to clothes that it's come a full cycle, and then I can wear them again.
Yeah, you're saving money that way.
Right.
You're not
Right.
Yeah.
into the machine. I love that.
And I think it's like a really easy little design detail, like put something in retro and it makes it a like kind of a new look, even though it's not a new look. So I think that's why a lot of designers put a little retro flair in there.
Right.
Totally. Yeah, I've noticed like cargo pants are big again. I've also noticed like the 2000s, I've seen the shirts over the other shirts starting to make a comeback, and that was one I was a huge fan of then, but now I look back and cringe. So I don't foresee myself participating in the short sleeve shirt over the long sleeve shirt.
And there's also different trends from the East and the West Coast. Like I
Yeah.
think all of us, we're actually all three from the East Coast.
Yeah, originally.
But two of us live in LA, right? And one of us, live in New York right now. So you can also see trends that way too, between East
That's
and
so
West.
true. Yeah, I remember the first time I came out to California. This is like 2012. I was in Disneyland and everyone had like leggings, combat boots, and a plaid jacket around their waist, even though it was like 90 degrees out. I'm like, what the heck? Are you guys not dying? Yeah, those are like,
Something I see in New York, I guess the only trend is like very kitschy fashion, like a lot of different patterns and lace and like everything all together. That's something that's kind of coming up right now, for what
that's
it's worth.
interesting. Yeah, I don't really see that one around here. What would you say your style is like, Brana?
I try and keep it simple. I try and wear things that are flattering for me, nice colors, silhouettes. I like to keep it sophisticated, a little fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like mine really depends on my mood. Like some days I could just be like straight goth girl, and like other days I might come out with a pop of color. But it just all depends. And also I gotta watch because my hair is red, so you can't wear certain colors with red hair, otherwise you clash and it's not fun for anyone. But someone whose fashion everyone loves, Kate Middleton, like everyone is obsessed with her. She's got that classic, iconic, like flattering look, kind of like you described, Brana. And public has been so worried about her because she announced, she was missing for a while and then she came out and announced that she had cancer. She was almost pressured into announcing that just because the media was making a big deal about her disappearance. But she was there for King Charles III's birthday party. She looked great. and has been making headlines all weekend. So growing up, I kind of wanted to take this topic back to when we're little, because if you're like me, you watch the Disney movies, or maybe your parents read you like fairy tales growing up. And we're always taught that like being royal is like the thing. And everyone wants to be royal, and growing up in a palace must be so awesome. But as we get older, and you kind of saw with Meghan Markle and Princess Diana, that maybe being royal isn't all it's cracked up to be. You've got a lot of standards to abide by, and now you have the media in your face. So I want to know, do you think you guys could ever fulfill royal duties? Would you be willing to trade, to live a life of luxury, but have to pay the price of kind of having no privacy? What do you think, Brana?
Well, first of all, I am American, but I grew up partially in Canada, so that is my princess and my king. Also, I remember going to elementary school, and there would be a picture of the Queen by the principal's office. So like it was very much like in the everyday life of the Commonwealth, subject. So yeah, it's kind of a perspective that I have. But yeah, of course I could. Yeah, definitely. I mean, a little bit of privacy for like all the benefit, yes. I mean, come on. Also, the royals live so long because they're so well taken care of. They have very little stress in general. They have access to the best care 24/7. Cancer doesn't discriminate, and that's, I feel for her, but at the same time, I'm sure she's getting the best care.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it. I mean, she looks phenomenal. So, and we're all wishing her the best. It's interesting, like hearing your point of view on that, especially since you grew up, having the royals being such a big influence in Canada. I actually read Prince Harry's memoir, Spare. It was like fascinating, and just things we don't even think of, like how they're expected to act. I don't know, like even at school or something. And he said the teachers would kind of give him a hard time if he didn't pass a certain, or like know a certain thing about like the kings going way back. And they're like, well, they're your relatives. But he's like, do you know anything about your like great, 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 great grandfather? No, you probably don't even know who that is. So it's just interesting. I feel like there's that like added layer of like also people feeling like maybe they know you or they're entitled to know you, but then again at the same time, like living in a palace, I'm not going to argue with that. I feel like you probably get any food you want at any time. Like if I want nachos at 3 a.m, all I got to do is like ding a bell, like count me in. Rocco, what do you think?
Oh, of course, absolutely. I would be the king, no problem, or a knight. I've shared my interest. Exactly. I when I was in Kazakhstan, they called me Rocco the King. My father is from Pizzo, Calabria, and he has a big knight sword, and they called him the king of his city, actually, and he knighted us with the sword. It was kind of cool, and someone took pictures, and it happened many, many years ago. So I thought that was interesting.
Royalty.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Is the sword still in your family somewhere? Do you know where it is?
Yeah, he has it at his house in Florida.
That's awesome. Oh my God. If I saw a sword like with that much history in my house, I'd be like, no one's looking, like maybe open the champagne. I've always wanted to do that too, open the champagne with the sword.
I've done that. It's awesome. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That sounds like fun.
You do it with the back of the knife.
Was it intimidating?
No, because my friend explained exactly how to do it, and I've done it a few times now. It's very fun.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it sounds like it.
I'm adding that to my bucket list right away.
I mean, I'll tell you how to do it after the show. It's very easy.
Yes, please. I don't need any like cut up pans. No blood in my champagne, please.
No.
How about no glass? Does it break the glass?
Yeah, right?
No.
Yeah, it breaks the glass, but it's like clean.
Oh. Wow. So why don't you tell us how to do it now?
Okay.
Disclaimer, so don't try this at home.
Yeah.
Don't sue us.
Not advice, but you hold the bottle and then you find the seam. So like there's a seam in the glass, and then you run the back of the knife on the seam of glass, and you just do it like one strong motion and pop the top off. Yeah, it's very easy.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
At the next fashion week, we'll bring champagne and a sword and just bam, bam, bam.
That's what I was just
Welcome to
say.
Fashioners Live.
FNL retreat, anyone?
Right, exactly.
Oh my God, I love that. Or at the next Taste Awards, we can sort some.
Yes. Yes. I will be submitting a talk show again. That is opened up entry, so I'll be submitting us again.
Amazing. Oh my gosh, I love all the work that we've done with them. They are awesome.
They are. They're really awesome.
Yeah. So summer's here, guys. It's been hot here in LA. And then my mom was telling me back east too, they had like a 91-degree day in Jersey the other day. I'm like, oh my God, and with the humidity there, forget about it. But I want to know, so what are your plans for summer? If you have kids, if you know someone who has kids, like, is it harder now that the kids are home? Do you have to constantly come up with something to entertain them every day, or do you let them do their own thing? Rocco, let's start with you.
Okay, well, I actually just got back from Singapore the day before yesterday for FNL Network. We're media partners with the Fashion Week there, so we did Fashion Week, and that was pretty amazing. And there may be some other future trips coming this summer. Not sure yet, but in a couple weeks, I will be in Vegas with my mom's local non-for-profit for young deaf kids, helping them raise money selling fireworks. So if anyone will be in Las Vegas during the July 4th week, you can look up TNT booth, and I'll be there in the Smith's parking lot, helping to generate funds and for this fundraiser for underprivileged deaf kids. So I'm excited about that. I may visit my father in Italy. We'll see how that works out. And that's about it.
Very nice. That's a really great cause too. I'm going to be in Vegas, but not that week. I'm going to be in the beginning of August. Otherwise, I would have stopped by. That's really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. I love Vegas. I can't wait to go. I go every year. We stay at the Venetian, which is really, really pretty. I've never been to Italy. It's still on my list. I'm Italian, like shame on me. So I don't know how close the Venetian is to the Venice in Italy. Like I'm sure it's not very close, but it's still a great touristy attraction. It's a really wonderful hotel. I'm going to my cousin's bachelorette party in July. So I'm going to do like the whole go to the East Coast, hang with my family. Her bachelorette's in upstate New York, so I'll make the drive with them, and then we'll fly to Vegas as a family, have our little vacation, and then I'll fly home.
Fun.
Yeah, I like spending time with my family. I don't get to see them all that much. They actually surprised me. I was in Disney World last month or a couple months ago with our childhood friend and then like her parents. And the whole time my mom's like, oh yeah, we're not coming. And we went out to dinner and they surprised me at dinner. So yeah, I started crying.
Really
like,
nice.
What? Yeah, they're the best. What about you, Brana?
So I'm going to be traveling a lot coming up. Next week, I'm in Nashville for a job with Redken, and then I am coming back here for a few days, and I'm going to a resort in Pennsylvania to create some content for them, and I'll be there for my birthday. And
happy early birthday.
Maybe, thank you. And then maybe later in the summer, I'm going to be going to London at some point, but I'm still kind of planning that out.
Very nice. Yeah, happy early birthday. That's so exciting. And you'll be at a resort. So what a better place to spend it, right?
Yeah, I'm excited to be like in nature, away from the noisiness and pollution and all that. Maybe ride a horse for the first time in many years. So it'll be fun.
Yeah. And definitely good luck to all the parents out there who have to entertain their kids. I don't think any of us have kids. I have nieces and nephews. I have 9 of them. So I can only imagine like how difficult it must be if you're a parent and you got to come up with something new every day. I know I was one of those kids where I was like, is it Christmas? And it's July. And my mom's like, no. Is today Halloween? No. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I guess bringing your kids places, if you live in a fun city like we do here in LA or New York City, like you can do even so many fun things for free, like even going for a walk, going to the parks. Another thing
The
my mom,
beaches.
yeah, beaches too. Activity books. I love activity books, even
Yeah.
as an
Or like
adult.
summer camp or something, some type of,
Yeah.
yeah.
Summer camp, swimming pools. There's got to be plenty of things parents can do.
So my mom used to do like a lot of like very inventive activities with me. And one of my favorites when I was really young was she would just like put me outside and I would finger paint with chocolate pudding. So
Oh my
Oh,
God.
fun.
I just think that's like a great idea because like if you're really small, you don't really have to worry about the kid if it's outside and they can eat it, they can do whatever they want with it. And
That's what I
Where
was
did
gonna
you grow
ask
up?
you. Yeah, did you eat
so most I was born in California, but I grew up mostly in Vancouver, Canada.
Oh, so you're from the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Where in California?
Newport Beach.
Oh,
Okay.
that's nice over
Close
there.
to us.
Did
What's
you
that
eat
mean?
your painting?
You know, my memories of this are
Because I would
a
have.
little
I would have
hazy.
like the whole time. Like, oh, finger painting or like eat the chocolate pudding with my fingers.
Probably both.
Right?
Yeah.
Like this.
Some for the painting and some for me.
Right. That's what I would do.
Yeah, same here, Rocco. We can add that to our FNL retreat. So the champagne,
Champagne and
sword.
finger painting with chocolate. We'll get Nutella.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know,
my
that's a good activity
God.
for
That's a
adults too.
fabulous idea. Actually, my friend just introduced me to pistachio butter, and it was an Italian brand. I
Oh,
don't
it's
remember the
so
name of it.
good.
It was amazing. We found like this little Italian deli in Burbank when she was visiting me. I think it's called
Oh, you have
Monte.
to tell me where that is. You have to
Yeah,
tell
I
me
gotta
where
give.
that is.
I'll send it to you. It was fabulous. First of all, they're the only place in LA that I've seen sells pastina, and I was like, oh my God, I feel like I just hit the jackpot. But yeah,
Oh,
they had the pistachio butter in there, and we took it home. And the next morning, we're like, this is so bad for us, but so delicious.
I live literally just 10 minutes away from Burbank. I need to go. I mean, I'm not right next to. I'm right there. I need to go check this place out. So after
I'm
the
gonna
show,
send
you have
you
to
the
let me
link
know,
after this.
please,
They
please.
had so many. They have like a whole deli in there. I felt like I was in New York again. It was awesome.
I may have to go there after the show because I'm getting
Oh
hungry.
yeah.
If they're still open.
Yeah, send us pictures if you do go and buy stuff.
Okay. Okay, deal.
Yes,
Deal.
amazing. Love a Sunday Italian dinner. It's the best kind.
You know what's crazy, and it has nothing to do with any of the topics that we discussed, but there's a proposed like draft for 18 to 26-year-olds. Did you know about that?
No, and I'm
Yeah,
really
I
glad
heard
I'm
about that.
32.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it. But yeah, 18 to 26. And then I saw on social media, it was like potential people that fall within that age range, and they broke it out on different states. Like California, there's 8 million, Texas, 8.5 million. So they broke out that how many people could be drafted. And I guess they're considering that because people aren't joining the military anymore. That's one. Or maybe they're secretly planning some crazy war, more wars that we're going to be involved in, and then need to pull people in, which is really scary. And there's Russian warships by Cuba. Isn't that insane? Do you know that?
No.
Yes. Yes. Putin sent Russian warships that are doing practicing military drills by Cuba, which is like so close to Florida because Biden told Zelensky he can use American weapons to target inside Russia. So that
Wow.
was like Putin's rebuttal. Well, it's kind of
I mean,
scary.
the real entertainment show is the news. Like, it's
And we wonder
Yeah.
why like anxiety has gone up in the country as a whole.
Exactly.
Like,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
that was always like one of my biggest like not fears, but like when you're in school and you learned about the draft, I was like, oh my God, I hope that never comes back. So I am very happy to be over 30. I never thought I would
well,
say that.
that's also why we need a tiny bit of sexism.
So only men can get drafted and not women. But what
Yeah,
about
we've seen a little
equality?
bit.
What about feminism? What about everyone can do the same?
Only when it serves us, Rocco.
Except
Listen,
when,
no.
except when the bill comes to the table or there's a draft.
Yeah, exactly. See, you're on the same page as us. You get it. You understand the assignment.
I understand. Women are prey and men are predators. I get it. Is that how it goes?
Don't draft us and pay for our food.
Exactly.
And anything else you might want to pay for.
All right. Jewelry, diamonds, spa treatments.
Trips, you name it.
Hey, and if you're a 22-year-old with a rich 70-something-year-old, you're going to get the world. Just open up those legs, you'll get everything, right? Is that how it goes?
Oh my gosh. Full circle moment. Full circle moment. Well, I had a lot of fun with both of you today. This is awesome. And I want to thank all of you at home for tuning into another episode of the FNL Network. You could catch us right here every single week. We always have so much fun. Different people on the show. You never know what kind of fun you're going to get into by tuning in. So make sure you don't miss an episode. Thank you, Rocco. Thank you, Brana. It was nice meeting you, Brana. And it was great working with you on the show, Rocco.
Yeah, it's fun. I'll be on much more often.
Yes, for sure.
I'm sorry, but not sorry that I'm crude and straightforward. It's just the way I am. So I get to be real on the show.
Yeah, that's what makes the show more interesting, I feel like. Like
That's
everyone
right.
at home can relate to different parts of each of everyone who's hosting. So
that's right.
If we were all the same, it would be really boring.
And it's nice not to be a host. It's nice just to be a co-host and let someone else host.
Exactly.
And both of you are awesome hosts.
Thank you.
Hosts.
Thank you. It was very fun.
Welcome.
Happy to
Thank
be
you,
here.
guys.
Thank
Have
you.
A great week, everyone.
Have
Bye.
a good week,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.
You too.